Dakshinayana promises for you the cycle of births and deaths. Death here is passing off from one plane of consciousness to another plane of consciousness. One kind of life here, another kind of life there. Therefore, there are varieties of experiences, variegated in nature, which people do like and which they want to have, because they are all cut out for all kinds of beautiful experiences. They want to see fresh fields and pastures new. The Veda prescribes for them certain karmas. These karmas come under the title called Ishta Purti. Ishta belongs to a terminology called Ishti, and Ishti is called the fire ritual. There is a stanza that talks to you about the Ishta. What are all the things that go to make the Ishta? That is pointed out in that stanza. It is Agnihotra, fire ritual; Tapaha, austerity or taking a vow; Vrata; then Satyam, wedded to truthfulness; Bhutanam cha Anupalanam, trying to help the other living beings that are there in this creation, to help the animals, the birds, the aquatic creatures, the little creatures that crawl, that fly, that move, that crawl, that move on the ground with their bellies. One has to show kindness to them, one has to feed them, one has to take care of them. This is called Bhutanam Anupalanam. Then the other item is Atithyam, to do hospitality to all people. Here, most important thing is to show hospitality to those who come to your home without fixing a date. Therefore, the guest who comes is called Atithi. Atithi is a person who comes to you without fixing a date and suddenly comes there, and you must be prepared to receive him, and receive him as though he is God himself who has come there, and you have to take care of him with all kindness, respect, reverence, compassion and love. Then there is another thing called Vaishwadeva. Vaishwadeva consists in offering food and take care of the life, all the living beings that are there in this creation. Many are the living beings that are there in this creation, and all of them come under the Vishwadeva. All these karmas, activities that we perform, come under the title Ishti, and therefore Ishtim iti abhidiyate. It says, I will read only the stanza. Please listen. Agnihotram, Tapaha, Satyam, Bhutanam cha Anupalanam, Atithyam, Vaishwadevascha, Ishtim iti abhidiyate. Then there is other karma which is called Purti. It's called Purta karma. That is, you complete the cycle of karma with Purta karma. And the stanza that talks about the Purta karma is Vapi, Kupa, Tatagadi, Devata, Ayatananicha, Anna, Pradhanam, Aramaha, Purtim iti abhidiyate. Which means a karma or an activity oriented to digging wells, constructing tanks, and laying water sources, then building temples, building shelters for the travelers to stay conveniently, to help them ward off the sun or the shower, then feeding them, giving them clothes, giving them some finance to continue their journey, then creating rest houses where people can rest beautifully and overcome the tiresome feeling, then continue the journey. All these activities come under the title Purta Karma. So Ishta Purti are the ones undertaken by people who want to continue their journey life after life in this wonderful creation and face all kinds of fresh fields and pastures new and enjoy all those things. And this is the path that is laid down in the Shastra. The second path is called the Northern Path, a path of no return, otherwise called the Jnana Path, which gives you liberation from limitations. The qualification to go into this path are brahmacharya, tapas, shraddha, vidya. Vidya is Atma Vidya. Shraddha is faith and commitment to the Shastra that talks about Atma, that talks about Brahman. Faith and commitment to the teacher who unfolds this Shastra containing Atma Vidya or Brahma Vidya. The teacher is said to be in the Sampradaya there. He is said to be a Sampradaya with. He has been in the lineage there, tutored by his own teacher, which teacher also had been tutored by the own teacher, and thus a line of teachers are there, starting from the initial teacher called Dakshinamurti or Sadashiva. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Such a teacher is a teacher to be approached by a person who wants to gain this Brahma Vidya.